The VA secretary is using his previous congressional experience, the wheel and deal, greasing the wheels, talking to people behind the scenes, and addressing them in a public fashion like here to his advantage when it comes to serving veterans and the government shutdown. All right. And today we're looking at Doug Collins' letter as covered by the Washington Examiner, and we have the letter itself. And so this is the letter. We're going to read this. That was very weird. I don't know what happened there. And then here's the Washington Examiner's like very short, very, very short overview. And then we'll go ahead and read the letter. All right. But VA Secretary urges Schumer to reopen government, affirm nation's duty to veterans, and says VA Secretary Doug Collins sent a letter to Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer on Wednesday, urging him to reopen the federal government so that all services for military veterans can resume with funding. I respectfully ask that you act swiftly to vote in favor of the clean continuing resolution and end the shutdown, Collins wrote to Schumer in the letter obtained by the Washington Examiner. Reopening the government would reaffirm that our nation's duty to veterans transcends party divisions and political statements. The Trump admin's plea comes on the 22nd day of the government shutdown as Senate Democrats continue to oppose the stopgap funding measure previously passed by the House Republicans. There appears to be no resolution in sight 3 weeks into the funding lapse, while Republicans and Democrats keep blaming the other side for failing to reopen the government. The VA has managed to keep most of its core services with 97% of its workforce since the shutdown started this month, but the department is starting to feel the pressure. And we saw that yesterday whenever the VA secretary was like, you know what? Claims are going to start being delayed. The longer this goes, the worse it's going to get for, specific to the VA. Collins said more than 35,000 VA employees so far have been furloughed or forced to work without pay. That would absolutely suck. Additionally, he said the funding lapse has suspended transition program assistance and education call centers, among other vital services. All VA medical center, outpatient clinics, and vet centers remain open, and veteran benefits will continue to be issued according to VA contingency planning webpage. Suicide prevention programs, homelessness services, caregiver support are also active. However, VA career counseling programs have ceased. The uncertainty this shutdown creates threatens to erode the trust of America's more than 17 million veterans who may question the government's commitment to those who have served. All right. Now, what we're going to do now, you can read the rest of that. I'll link this down below. More importantly, we got to read the letter. All right. This is the letter, October 22nd, that Doug Collins wrote to Senator Schumer. Okay. I write to express, this is Doug Collins here. I wish I could do his accent. I can't. I write to express my deep concern about the ongoing federal government shutdown and the serious implications it holds for veterans, their families, survivors, and the ability of the Department of Veteran Affairs to serve them effectively. As the shutdown continues into a third week, its disruptive effects are increasingly evident. While most of VA's healthcare and benefit operations remain protected by advanced appropriations, more than 35,000 VA employees are either furloughed or being forced to work without pay, and vital support functions such as transition assistance, education call centers, and outreach to veterans have been suspended. The uncertainty this shutdown creates threatens to erode the trust of America's more than 17 million veterans who may question the government's commitment to those who have served. Buddy, that ship has already sailed. I strongly urge you and your colleagues to move forward immediately on a continuing resolution to reopen the government. Veterans should never have to doubt that their nation will uphold its commitments to them, and our dedicated employees should not have to worry about feeding their families or paying their bills, especially as so many continue to work tirelessly every day. I wonder if, like, whenever letters like these are written, if the person actually reads them, like if Senator Schumer's going to read it, or if it's more like a public thing. saying, "Look at me, I'm fighting for veterans." I have no idea if this does anything. Don't just take my word for it. Veteran service organizations across the country and political spectrum are unified in opposition to the shutdown. As Mario Marquise of the American Legion said, "You swore an oath to serve Americans on the same flag our troops defend with their lives. That oath does not expire when politics get hard." Groups including the American Legion, the Veterans of Foreign Wars, Disabled American Veterans, Paralyzed Veterans of America, American Veterans, Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America, Vietnam Veterans of America, Mission Roll Call, and and many others have urged Congress to act swiftly to reopen the government. In public statements, these organizations warned that extended funding lapse undermine veterans' confidence in the government, strain access to benefits and caregiver programs, delay claims processing, bada bing, bada boom. The longer it goes on, the worse that one gets, and disrupt counseling, education, and outreach services. Representing millions of veterans, these advocates emphasize that political gridlock must never come at the expense of those who answer the nation's call to serve. I respectfully ask that you act swiftly to vote in favor of the clean CR and in the shutdown. Reopening the government would reaffirm that our nation's duty to veterans transcends party divisions and political stalemates. I ask that you uphold your oath to the Constitution and commitment to ensure every veteran receives the support they earn. Sincerely, Doug Collins. What a signature. And of note, I did notice that VA Secretary Doug Collins, his letter got the eyes of Carolyn Levitt. I think that's how you pronounce her name. This is the press secretary of the president. Okay, and she shared it on X, and so it's getting 2 hours ago. It's getting quite the, oh man, I wish I could. Usually you can view interactions. Is it because I'm zoomed in too much? Oh no, you can see comments here. No, I can't. Okay. I guess it's only on my phone. That's weird. Anyways, yeah, I'll leave these down below in the comments. In the pinned comment, I'll pin this article here that you can finish the second half, and then I'll definitely pin the letter. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on, I guess, the government shutdown, which it's kind of like one of those topics where I didn't even want to make this video because we've already been talking. It's the only thing we've been hearing for 23 days now, 22 days. So it just kind of sucks.